Hey everybody, it's Azure. I hope you can see okay what I have tonight. I'm doing a beef tenderloin in the air fryer. I'm going to do a squash casserole and green beans and potatoes and then an apple pie. So what I've done is I've got everything, I think, prepped, cut, all that, ready to go. I'm so bad about swinging my hands when I talk. Anyway. I have, let's see if I can do this without dropping this bad boy. It's my beef tenderloin, and there's a steak seasoning or a prime rib seasoning that I have it with. I'll show you that in a minute. I'm going to put this in here. But the seasoning I like is just prime rib seasoning. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's awesome. I like our peppercorn and garlic for steaks too, but my husband can't tolerate the pepper, so I tend to use this if I'm making just one. Anyway, let me. Oh, I know I forgot. Hold up. Butter. So, I need to cook up my squash and zucchini here, so I'm going to find my little knife here so you get the butter ready while the pan heats up. Now, for the tenderloin, to get it medium, I want to first cook it at 400 for 32 minutes. Now, you want to make sure that I like to cut the light on so I can see it, but hit the rotate, that way you know it's turning around. After it does the 32 minutes, we'll cut it down to 360 and do it for another 10 minutes. Depending on where I am in the video, I may cut off and start back. I don't know, who knows. Waiting on this to heat up. I have my squash, zucchini, and onions that I cut up with the mango. Mango. Oh, that was a mouthful. So as soon as that gets hot, I'm going to throw that in and cook up my squash and zucchini and stuff a little bit. Let me swap this out of the way. And I'm using the stainless steel non-stick wok for that. I'm going to go ahead and hope there's nothing on my burner. Now, I'm using the rock crop Dutch oven for my green beans, potatoes, and onions, and I've sliced and diced and cut everything up. I thought I had it that way. I'll add a little oil to that, and as that heats up, I'm going to saute a little bit of garlic in there, and then I'll add chicken broth and the vegetables. My little pieces, because I'll end up using that bowl again once I get them softened up. Now we're just going to cook that for a few minutes so that they'll get a little bit tender. Let me get this stuff out of the way. I have the oven preheated to 350, which I'm going to need once my squash, zucchini, and onions cook up a little bit. I have the rectangular baker. I've already got it oiled up. That's why it's so shiny. And we'll put it in there. Once the zucchini and the squash and onions, what's a casserole? We'll just say it like that. Once it gets sauteed up a little bit, we're going to add 1.5 cups of cheddar cheese, 1/2 cup of sour cream, 1/2 cup of Parmesan, to the mixture so that we'll have a creamy texture. Now once this starts to cook up a little bit, then I'll add a tablespoon of Italian dressing. Sorry, I add that to the other part. The garlic salt, and then I'll add the Italian to the mixture itself, not while it's cooking. And this wok holds a lot. I mean, this is 3 yellow squash, 2 zucchini, and a large onion, and then I have another one that I didn't use with the green beans. There's some garlic in there. I don't have my throwaway stuff up here today. Sorry, 6 over here, so I'm going to be going through it softer. Now I just want to do the garlic a little bit until it gets just a little bit fragrant. That's when the flavors start coming out good. And then add a cup of chicken broth. Now once that gets simmering good, then I will I'll add my green beans, potatoes, and there's some onion cut up in there too. Now I'm ready to put a little garlic. That was loud. Now after this cooks up, I'm going to go ahead and cook up my apples a little bit. I have them all sliced out with a little apple wedger, and I just used a little lemon juice so that they wouldn't turn on me while I waited. For a minute. Now you can see my bowl a little bit there, but I'm just going to transfer this back to the bowl I was using. I do not have enough counter space to swap out bowls at a time. I'll use that one for the apples. And you can see they're just starting to get cooked up. So add my vegetables here. Put my top on there. Now with the vegetables, when I was cutting them, I just kind of layered in a bowl so I wouldn't have to do a lot of mixing. The rock top, it'll just sit there and cook. I could put it in the oven, but I'm going to be using the oven for the casserole and for the apple pie. So, we have the half a cup of Parmesan. Dump that in. Half a cup of sour cream. And these come in a pack of 2 cups, but I had already used part of it, so it's close enough to a cup and a half. My kids are not going to complain if it's extra cheesy. Italian seasoning. Just going to mix that up in there good. Get a little easier as the cheese starts to melt. This is one dish surprisingly my kids love, but my husband won't touch. Okay. Just want to mix it till it's well combined. And then for topping, it's just Ritz crackers, which I don't know if it's cheap or what, but I use the food line, but I like the vegetable kind. They're better. And it would probably be less messy if I put it in a Ziploc bag like it. And crushed them, but I'm just going to take my chances not to bust the whole thing. But the Ritz crackers or the generic, whichever you use, it gives them that little buttery taste. Add our mixture to an old paper. We used a smaller one. Spread that up there. Top it with my Ritz crackers. And then I'll bake it about 20 minutes. This is going to go good with my timing on the, I better open this over this before I make a mess. Here's our casserole. Now, I have about 6 or 7 apples cut up. I've got Granny Smith today. I'm using the Food Line Crisp Mix. It's not really apple pie, but apple crisp. About 3 tablespoons of sugar and about a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon, and then a tablespoon and a half of water. And we'll spray my pot. set this up to where you can see what I'm doing. But sometimes it makes my kitchen less functional than it really is, because I try to get it all into one frame. So then I'm kind of like, oh, where's this? You know. But let me get my pan here. And if I had another bigger bowl here, then I would go ahead and coat my apples with the cinnamon and sugar. But I'm using them all with other things. So what I do is put them in a pan and then coat it with the cinnamon and sugar and toss it around a little bit, and then add my water so that it can start to make the filling for it. And it's just, you can put them straight into a pie dish and sprinkle your cinnamon and sugar and put it in the oven without cooking it on the stove first. You just have a longer bake time if you do it that way. But it's perfectly fine too. Alright, I'm going to add my apples here. My hand bone is not big enough. We're just going to let that cook up a few minutes. I said it's just going to reduce our baking time by about 15 minutes. So it's a big time saver there. Now, if you're more worried about doing less dishes, then just putting it straight into the pie pan. I'm using the dish stoneware. Got it oiled and all. But if you'd rather take a little more time and less dishes, then you know, you can put your apple straight in there. You don't have to use the water then, and just sprinkle it with cinnamon and sugar. Now, while that's cooking, I don't know if you can hear the beeping or not, but with the air fryer, at the halfway point it beeps, so if you're using the trays or using a different method, that you can take it out and swap your trays around so that you make sure everything is cooking evenly. Now because, and I doubt very seriously y'all can see that, but because I'm using the rotisserie on it, it's rotating, so I don't need to open it up and do anything to it. Get some more water. Excuse me just a second. I do the apple crisp because, well, quite frankly, especially with doing it like this, I do not have enough free counter space to try to roll out a pie dough, and I think it tastes better. And it's the easiest thing to make. By simply adding a tablespoon of water. Well, it's the simplest thing if you can open the package, but I'm special. So, wow. Anyway, you want to get as much of it as you can into the bowl and not on your countertops. Add a tablespoon of water and just use a fork and mix it. And it'll look really dry, but you want it crumbly. So you just kind of keep mixing and mixing until it's all crumbled up. Now this has already got cinnamon and sugar in it. I can smell it. That smells really good. make sure my apple's off, so give me a second. It already smells like apple pie. Trying to give you dead space, but I don't know what I'm doing. My countertop's going to get it more than anything. Too much on the camera, so not too bad. I'm breaking some glass. I'm going to move the rock crop and green beans over to this other eye. The larger eye just fits it better. Okay. So, I've got apples in there and just spread it out a little bit. Let's play Jingo with my pots and pans again. You're very crashing around lost. Because I've got finger sleeves. I'm just going to crumble it over the top. Wash my hands real quick. Sorry, it drives me crazy to try to talk and have a mess everywhere. At least back here it's out of sight. Okay. So, apple pie with the crumble on top. Bake it about 15 minutes. And I can do that right alongside the squash. I'm going to check my ingredients. Now, I tried to plan it out to where apparently my Clorox wipes are defective. I tried to plan that out where everything's going to be coming out all at the same time. Have a few minutes difference, but not that much. I'm not sure why I got talking on. Somehow or another, I still have ice cream left over from the other night, so that ice cream will go really well on top of that apple pie. And I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and, well, shoot. I did not see me sitting here talking for another 18 minutes or so, so I'm going to cut it off. I'll come back here in a few minutes when it's time to change the temperature on that, and then y'all have about 10 minutes left of me. We're back. Okay, I'm back. Our air fryer just ended here, so I'm going to change the temperature and go back to, you see that? I tried to move it so you could see, because that is just such deliciousness. Okay, so open it up, and then we are going to go, let's see if one's preset. So we're going to go to custom. Time is going to be for 10 minutes, and temperature is 360. Start. And we want to make sure it's rotating again, so we got 10 minutes till that bad boy's done. Now, the other, get my little flappers. Okay, my casserole's going to be done. So I'm going to pull it out. See that fuzzy. And stick my finger in. Let's see. Oh, what are they called? Just a little bit. Some of my crisp is wanting to clump together. Moved it when I put it in the oven. Okay. I wanted to center that up a little bit. My pie will be getting done about the same time as my tenderloin and the squash casserole, which I need to turn around or I ain't gonna be able to put my pie up there. The squash casserole needs to rest and sit, so. Because you try to pop it out now and it's just going to be a sloppy mess. And it'll not really harden, but kind of thicken up a little bit as it rests. So we've got about 9 more minutes on this. I'm sorry, it's hot over here where it's just in the oven. And we're going to get some of my mess up here. Let's see. While I'm waiting, I was going to talk to you, I guess, a little bit about hosting a party. Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. Paper Chef has great products, and I know some people say, oh, it's expensive. Yes, some of it is, especially our electronics. But most of our everyday items are not. I mean, our cookware and stuff, yes, it's expensive. It has a lifetime guarantee. You can't get something at Walmart or anywhere like that. It's going to have a lifetime guarantee on it. Our knives. You know, I've spent so much money over the years buying knives. And, you know, you only sharpen them so many times. But don't. A good set of knives, it really makes your life a lot easier. So I guess it's just like shoes, you know. You can go dollar store, Walmart, buy you a pair of shoes, and not gonna last your feet are behind. So, but that's why we preach host parties. Because if you are looking to buy, you know, cookware, knives, our electronics and stuff, it just doesn't make any sense to buy it outright when you can host a party with your friends and family and, you know, whoever. Buy smaller items. You can even buy smaller items to help go towards your rewards, and so that you can get the bigger items. Then, you know, your friends can turn around and do the same. You know, it's a cycle. And now with I need to start this. Now with COVID restraints, all lifting and stuff, you know, people are trying to get outdoors more. This normally isn't something that I would cook inside, but last year, if you know me, last year was horrible. So my grill never even got opened last year, I don't think. And so I've got to work on my grill, and I've got to re-season my griddle, and I just worked too much, so I haven't been able to do it. So I just used the different products and did it in here. And it gives me a chance to show off, you know, some of the products and what you can do. Our rock crock, you can use this bad boy about anywhere. Microwave, the oven, stove top, the grill, put it in the grill. And I feel like I'm missing something, but anyway, and it's dishwasher safe, so that's awesome. Our stoneware now is dishwasher safe. Now you can use it in the oven or in the microwave. Oh, it's beeping telling me it's the halfway point, so we got about 5 minutes. But what I love the glazed. I have some of the others, and I use it occasionally, but I tend to go toward the glazed because straight from the oven to the table it looks nice. I cook a lot of our family dinners and stuff like that. And I think I completely got way off base of what I was talking about. Sorry. But what I was saying, it's time for us to get out, get together, you know, have our family over again, and dinners, stuff. Make it a party, you know. And just, I'm not saying everyone, but, you know, certainly not holidays and stuff, but just a reason to get together, to hang out, just to socialize. Oh gosh, I feel like I've been a hermit for the past year. Now, when this does get done, I'm just going to put it on the stoneware platter. I don't know if you can see it, because I did move it to try to show it to you a little better. Well, I did the downtime, but I don't know. I would almost need multiple cameras to be able to use my full kitchen, because it's just the way the layout is. Everything's behind me. Anyway, back to the party scene. Sorry, I know, but what else am I going to talk about for 4 minutes? The parties this month for June is 60% off of select grill items, which includes our deluxe grill and griddle, the indoor-outdoor grill, and some of the grilling stones and skillets, and I can't remember what all because my brain's fried. Not seriously, but you know. And that's at a $200 level. If your party gets up to $650 in sales, then your rewards are doubled. Your reward, product rewards. At that level, it's normally $115, but if you reach the $650, it's automatically $230, and that's a lot of free product. Then on top of that, we have July that we need to book parties for, and now July's not double rewards, so not quite as great, but July is 60% off any item. So you can put that host reward, you can pick it on any item. So if you're looking to get an air fryer, or the griddle, cookware, whatever, you know, 60% off, wave it off. And then you also, you know, get other rewards depending on how high it goes. Okay, I still got 3 minutes. This is the down part of it. I've showed you several different pieces tonight. I hate feeling like I'm rambling, but I am, because it's, you know, what do you talk about 10 minutes when you're not good at talking? I don't know. I'm tired. It's been a long day. My birthday's tomorrow. Hey, talk about that. So I really do not know if I'm going to come on and cook tomorrow or not. Haven't really decided. Right now, I don't know. So you may see me tomorrow. Well, I'm sure you'll see me online or something, but you know, you may see me cooking tomorrow. I may end up having my husband take me out somewhere. Maybe eating leftovers. Alright, we got about 2 minutes here. I'll check my pie. Smells so good. Okay. I guess I'll talk about some products. I don't know if any of you are familiar. This is our Microplane Grader. This is the fine one. The coarse one. Must have been a dishwasher. I did use it last night. These things have been out of stock for a year. So they're back. You can get them individually or as the set. And that's great if you like doing your own cheeses and stuff instead of the processed bag cheese I used tonight. I know. The air fryer now is back for everybody. The mandolin, I used it with vegetables tonight, so it's buried in the sink. It was out of stock there for a while, so now it's back. It seems like something else is back. Let me think. Not sure. Oh, there is one other thing, and I don't have an exact date, but it said toward the end of June that Pampered Chef's going to start using PayPal, or not using PayPal, but PayPal is going to be one of the options that you have to check out, and I think that's really good. Some people like doing that as opposed to doing a credit card online. I guess sometimes it's easier. Okay, can you see this? We're getting ready to, because I'm getting ready to pull this bad boy out. This is not beautiful. Okay. It is way too hot for me to try to touch now. That's why the air fryer comes with this nifty little tool. Now I'm going to unplug this. Now on our appliances, all of our appliances are supposed to be unplugged when they're not in use. I obviously don't have a lot of counter space, so I have a storage shelf above my washer and dryer that I keep all my appliances on when they're not in use. I'm going to put that there and let it cool. Go ahead and turn off my green beans. And I'm going to cut my pie. I may do a picture or something, everything, once I get it plated. The pies, I just need to, actually I need to broil it. I'm going to broil it for a minute or two to let it brown a little more. Other than that, I am done, so I hope you have a good night. Thank you.